This is Matrixlord 212, and I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. Um, I am chilling, watching my Daredevil with my Spider-Man Black Cat T-shirt. Okay, representing Marvel there. Um, Still had to watch some Daredevil today to cleanse myself of the debacle, disaster, and horrible display and definition of those characters in Batman versus Superman. Um, Wanted to talk about the movie a little bit. One, for the people who just are not comic book fans of the characters, like don't read the comics and stuff from back in the day. Batman is supposed to be, besides being a hero, superhero, he's supposed to be a great detective. Okay, he works with Commissioner Gordon, the police, and he's better at it than they are in a way. In finding the criminals, what they do, why they do it, tracking them down and capturing them. Okay, this is not Ben Affleck's Batman is not a great detective. He's not even a good detective or an okay detective. He is someone that is filled with one of those people that just jump into things like with prejudice and you see something on the news that somebody spins and he takes it at face value, takes it that that's what it is. Uh, all we saw was he had video footage of Superman. There was no looking into him because if he actually looked into him, he'd probably find out a lot more. So this Batman was not the great detective. Alfred had more sense, obviously, than he did. And this Superman was someone that, like, it didn't make any sense to me that the Daily Planet didn't hold this Clark Kent in high regard to make him do a sports section. I mean, he's supposed to be a big reporter on Caliber with Lois Lane. Not as big as Lois Lane, but he doesn't do sports sections. And that didn't make any sense to me. And it didn't make any sense to me how he really didn't even get his feet wet as Superman or as Clark Kent in the Daily Bugle. We should have had a Man of Steel too, and we didn't. And we got into a rushed. This is Clark Kent. This is Superman. Superman's not even like. He's doubtful. He's not confident. He's not sure. He's kind of like not really into what he should be. Okay, I wouldn't want to have this Superman save me or this Batman. I mean, Batman, yeah, Batman saved me because he kills everybody, which this is what this Batman does. This Batman kills everybody. So if I was in danger, yeah, I would want this Batman to do it because he kills everybody. But do I like this Batman that he kills everybody? Absolutely not. Okay. Um, Going forward now, it's going to be very difficult to have a Batman movie based on this character because he will kill everybody. He will have no villains left. He will fight the Riddler, he'll kill him. He'll fight the Joker, he'll kill him. He'll fight every villain that he has because I guess, according to Alfred, everything has changed the moment the aliens, the Kryptonians, invaded. Which, do I want to see a Batman movie now? Absolutely not. Not based on this everything's changed philosophy, okay? Do I want to see a Wonder Woman? Absolutely, because I thought that she was the best part of this movie. She was the reason that this wasn't a total disaster. And in a way, I didn't realize that this Wonder Woman is probably quite possibly even more stronger in a sense than Superman. I didn't see a mark on her after her battle with Doomsday. Not one mark. So I'm fully 100% all for Wonder Woman movies and sequels. I wasn't really happy that they force fed us these stupid trailers on a plane that she's watching where everybody had their superhero logo. I thought that was disgusting and horrible and embarrassing that they would just try to squeeze all this stuff into this movie about the Justice League. There was no place for this. Also, a lot of people probably overlooked this, but did Bruce Wayne become bankrupt because of Zod attacking and destroying the Wayne building in the city? Because obviously the mansion was barren. He's living in some other home. I don't think his finances are what they used to be. He's probably still rich, but not as rich. If he was a billionaire, he's probably a millionaire now. But still, is that event where he had to shell out tons of money for all these families and everything, and is he bankrupt? Where he's on his way out financially? That we don't know. Also, how do you bury Superman, and then who's the one that digs up the grave, pulls the body out, and then puts it in the Clark Kent grave? I mean, and another thing is Bruce Wayne can't give Martha Kent some money to bury Clark in a coffin that's not wood. I mean, that was pretty pathetic. I understand they can't have a big deal like Superman because nobody's supposed to know that Clark Kent is Superman, but you have the crappiest Amish-made coffin type of weird thing, no style at all, just a poor man's, you know, it was just horrible that they did that. Also, the morbidness in the movie theater, you had to do the ring thing where they were going to get married, and then you show her with the ring on her finger with the dirt in her hand. I mean, people were literally bawling in the theater, and I'm not even joking around because we heard it. People were bawling. It was so effing morbid that you killed off Superman. And then you did it twice because the first time he was no flesh on his face. He looked like a zombie, and the sun healed him. So I'm pretty sure that the sun healed him this time, and it took a while to heal him in this case. And I'm pretty sure that he's alive. But what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to have Darkseid beam the body up to the spaceship and heal Superman and brainwash him as one of his generals and put it in his head that Lois Lane is dead and all this stuff, so that way he falls in line with that futuristic dream vision that everybody had Superman cop symbols and it was aliens and stuff. So that's what I'm getting, that Darkseid's going to revive Superman as his soldier, and it's not going to quite work out, and the Justice League is going to try to do a rescue attempt on him in the Justice League movie, and Superman is going to be free at the end of Justice League 1, where he's still going to be probably fighting Batman and everyone. So it's going to be Justice League versus Superman in Justice League, I think. And then they'll say part 2 for Darkseid, whatever his name is. So that's what I feel. But again, this movie, I give it a 3. And I would have gave it even worse if Wonder Woman wasn't in it. The characters would just, the dialogue between the characters, don't talk like that. Batman doesn't say, do you bleed, you will, to Superman. Superman is not a villain. Superman never did any crimes. So the great detective was not a great detective, and he would not be talking like that, and he wouldn't be happy about killing anybody, because he looked like he was getting off when he was about to kill Superman, like he was getting his rocks on and enjoying himself. And that's a fanboy writing it and directing it like that, because that's not what the characters do. And Superman is the thing with the tub scene with Lois Lane, that was okay, I understand they could do that because they did Superman 2, he was with Lois, had sex with Lois, okay, but kids are going to be going to see this movie, you know what I'm saying? So how do you explain that, And then another thing is that, Superman is just not sure of himself, he's not confident, so he's not going to be good at his job being a Superman if he's not confident and sure of himself. And he gets angry. This Superman gets angry. You piss him off, he'll F you up. It was just ridiculous. Superman is not supposed to have any anger like that. He's not supposed to show it, even if he does get angry. And yeah, he does get angry, but not any little thing, gets pissed off. So, again, besides that, Jimmy Olsen dying in the first, nobody even knows it was Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen, if you didn't know, was a big part of Superman's life when he first came into play in the comics and, some of the cartoons and everything. And he was his sidekick, he was with, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Superman. That's what it was. So you kill him off in the first 5 minutes because you don't even know how to fit him, but yet you have these stupid people that are part of the Daily Bugle that were in Man of Steel that are in there not really doing anything, not even saying a line, so you put them in it, that's disrespectful to the character. So Perry White was just a joke. Lawrence Fishburne was the worst, um, transition into the character I've ever seen. He wasn't tough. He wasn't strong. And again, you don't let your star reporters do the sports section. That was just, I was so turned off by that statement. Like, they could have put him on any type of assignment. You don't have people to do the sports. That's like crazy. So, what else bothered me about this movie? Lex Luthor was absolutely horrendous. The purpose why he hates Superman makes no sense. I mean, Lex Luthor basically, if he hates Superman for being a monster, okay, then you create a monster to destroy a monster, but that's not even the point. He doesn't even care about being a human being. He doesn't even care about the Earth, because he calls the alien Darkseid to come destroy everybody. So that makes no sense either. Like, he doesn't care about superheroes. He doesn't care about, I don't know what he cares about or he doesn't care about, because obviously he's just a hate-filled hater. Like, it's just horrible. He joked around like he's the Riddler or like the Joker. Like, it was just, it didn't make any sense to me why he was like that. Bad casting, I feel, because I felt he should have never been Lex Luthor. And the one thing I did like Jeremy Irons as Alfred, but I felt we didn't see Alfred enough, I felt that maybe we should have saw some more about his childhood, maybe Bruce Wayne and his parents before they got killed. Maybe throw a little something in there, how they were good people and stuff like that. I didn't like how Lex Luthor hacked the Kryptonian technology where the computers were serving Lex Luthor. Oh, you want to make a monster out of like Zod's body? Okay, master. I was like, are you kidding me? It's supposed to be an advanced civilization that's tons of years ahead of us, and he rips like Zod's fingernails and fingerprints and posts it onto his, and he's able to hack the whole damn system. Okay, I'm surprised that he didn't do anything with the technology to make himself like a superhero. Like, he didn't make them alter his DNA to make it where he could be like Superman. I mean, if I would have, any other Lex Luthor probably would have, like Gene Hackman or Kevin Spacey or something. They probably would have made themselves, if they had access to that technology, be like Superman. But instead, he decides to create a monster, and then he slices his hand and puts the blood in Zod's mouth, and that whole thing was just, first it was disgusting that he's carrying a naked body all around, like the actor that played Zod just laying there. I mean, he got paid to do that, I guess, but like, it's just like, I don't know what I was watching for a second there. I mean, like, what is this? That he's got to cut the blood and stick it in his mouth. I mean, he could have just did it like in a vial and gave it to the robots to put it in there. I don't know what that was about. And the whole fight with Batman and Superman just made no effing sense. I mean, the first time, like, Batman crashes into Superman, and then Superman's like, or somebody puts the bat thing on, don't answer it, the bat's dead. Like, when does Superman ever say crap like that? Okay? He doesn't. Zack Snyder and the other idiots, like, make him say stuff like that. So, he doesn't talk like that. Okay? And I know that because I know from so many years and decades of experience. Okay? Batman he doesn't look like Iron Man. Right? He doesn't, like, I know he needed it to fight Superman, but, like, he did all this crap, right? Notice this for a second. He put machines, he spent money to try to go up. Did he ever do that with the Joker? Did he ever do that with the Riddler? He set all these freaking traps for them to, like, do stuff like that? Absolutely not. So now all of a sudden he's a better Batman because of Superman, or he kills. I mean, when he was going after those criminals, He basically decapitated the guy. He had guns and missiles and rocket launchers. Is that what you're going to put with the action figure? So that way kids could say, oh, it's cool that Batman shoots people with rocket launchers and missiles and stuff like that. I'm going to do that when I grow up. I mean, like, what kind of crap is that? How is this a movie that kids could go see, or even anything? I wouldn't want my kids to see that if they were younger. And this is a bad impression because you make a movie with responsibility that kids are going to go see this, and then you make it like a rated R horror movie where there's murder and sex and revenge and hating, and it's like some people are going to grow up seeing this movie think it's cool to hate, and we got enough problems with people hating over stupid stuff, you know. And this is, I mean, the things in this movie is just atrocious. That people are going to enjoy, this next generation is going to enjoy this movie, and they're going to expect this in every movie. They're going to expect like stupid talk, like dumbed down Superman and dumbed down Batman, where there's no intellectual conversation involved, and they're just going to talk like a bunch of ruffians with no higher than high school level education. And they're going to be like, do you bleed? You will. It's like, he's like, you're an a-hole. No, you are. And then they're going to like fight each other. And it's like stupid. It is so effing stupid. Okay? While the special effects were like great and fantastic, all those type of explosions could destroy the earth. Okay? Like this freaking creature that keeps like exploding all this electrical stuff. Like, how many cities should be destroyed right now? Okay? The metropolis is not even like messed up at all. Really not much. That's hard to believe. Like, what are you doing? Like, what do you do? If they were going to fight like that, it would be nice if it was on any other planet, desolate, or in a desert, and they fight like that. There's freaking cities all over the place. Okay? And that can't destroy cities. That can't destroy people. Like, nobody had any freaking care when they're fighting, if anybody's around. When Batman's shooting everybody throughout the streets, like, the bullets are going everywhere. Missiles are going everywhere. The Batmobile was, like, crashing into stuff. There's people, you mean to tell me, like, people don't walk around at night? Like, you don't even look to see, like, these people you're supposed to be saving? Like, are you supposed to be saving people? Because I don't think this Batman is. I think this Batman is about, I don't like this asshole. I'm going to go after him. Fuck everybody else. Because that's basically what it looked to me. I mean, he doesn't care about Gotham. He doesn't care about whatever. He cares about himself. He's just like, I don't like this guy. He's done. Because if he did care, he'd be worried about the sanctity of human life. That, like, when he's going after these villains. You know, and when could Batman, like, climb on walls like Spider-Man? He's on the wall, and he's, like, crawling across the wall like a damn spider. I'm like, what kind of crap is that? Then you have him fighting Doomsday, right? I'm sorry, but Batman wouldn't stand a damn chance if he was fighting Doomsday. And he's swinging around throughout the fight like he's Spider-Man shooting web shooters. I'm like, this was absolutely ridiculous. Unbelievable. The only thing that was believable to me was Wonder Woman. Because, you know, she's been around for thousands of years. Obviously, she knows how to fight. Obviously, she could take a punch. And she enjoys it because it's like gladiatorial combat. That was the only thing in this movie that made sense. Because even the Lois Lane thing about making it like Superman shot people, how stupid is that? Superman has powers and everything. What would he need guns for? And we trying to go to the government, explain whose bullet is that? Oh, it's Lexus. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It showed me that they pieced this movie together with different ideas, and it was crap, basically. So I don't think anybody knew what the hell each other were doing. I think it was like written in segments. And now Batman is like Professor X, like forming the X-Men, but instead he's forming the Justice League. Like, you know, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, too. I would have had Wonder Woman form the Justice League, you know. And then he's talking to, like, you know, he saved Superman's mother, like, oh, that's my friend. Yeah, you just killed your friend almost there. Like, you know, all of a sudden he's your buddy because the only reason he's Superman's buddy is because his mother is the same name as his mother. Like, that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. In my life, basically. And Lois Lane had to basically save her boyfriend's ass. That was, like, ridiculous. Superman. And people are like, oh, this one was a draw, this one's a draw. No. There was no first fight, okay? There was just an encounter, all right? Batman flat out won the fight, okay? Because if Lois Lane wasn't there, he'd be dead, Superman. So There is no draw one, battle one, this is a winner, or this is a winner. No. Flat out, the movie's called Batman versus Superman, not Superman versus Batman, because Batman's gonna win. Obviously, he's the one that makes the money for the company, and he won flat out. So no, I don't want to see a Batman movie where he kills his villains, because then the thing will be over before you know it.